Introducing the new party. We live stream Monday through Thursday 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Look great.
I love the fit, not too serious. That's right,
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
And today we are going to be breaking down, is Kid Cudi finally going to take the stand? And he did. In that initial clip that I just played, Kid Cudi was showing up ready to take the stand. And I hear he was on the stand today. Gray, what's your initial reaction to him finally showing up as he no-showed yesterday?
I think this is a big L for Diddy because, I mean, this with Kid Cudi, it was a destruction of property and it was arson. So, I mean, even though Diddy may not be being convicted of, racketeering or, the RICO or whatever they're saying, this does show that Diddy has done violence and he did something pretty extreme to a celebrity. So this doesn't look good for Diddy, and I think it's going to look like Cassie was under Diddy's thumb and under his control.
Okay, that's fair enough. So right now today we continued with the testimony from his assistant, Mr. Kaplan. The first question they ask is, how did he carry cash for Diddy? He said he carried $50,000 on his private jet. Did you pick up cash? He said he picked up $10,000 at Western Union. So they were definitely wiring money, which is part of the racketeering scheme or the requirement for racketeering is wiring money. What long-term relationship were you aware of? He said that he was aware of Cassie, Kim, and Gina. So it seems like he had a rotation of women. What's your thoughts on that?
Seemed like Diddy had a rotation of women?
Yeah, he said that he was aware of Cassie, Gina, and Kim.
I think Diddy should have had a rotation. If you let your woman be with other men, especially with what they look like, he should have been able to get with other women. I mean, but the issue is if she was doing that just for Diddy's pleasure and you're getting with other women. Now that's a slap in the face. That's how I feel about that situation.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody watching, can you guys hit the like button? Hit the like button. We are going to be doing some goals. We have an exciting announcement to make. Gray, you want to tell the people what we're doing?
We're going to New York City to the Diddy Trial. We're going to try to get some celebrities interviewed. We're going to go live. We're going to try to talk to other podcast creators. Hopefully we run into Diddy himself, but my person I want to talk to is Cassie's husband. So hopefully I catch him and I can give you guys some good footage.
Yeah, my goal is Gene Deal. I would love to get Gene Deal. Gray, can you let everyone know about the Cash App? Where can they send money to if they would like to donate to our fund?
If you want to send a Cash App, we're going to be adding a banner up here. So I'll be putting it up on the screen so you can, if you want to donate to help us go get these interviews and get you guys the information, the banner will be at the bottom of the screen. And then
I'm adding it now. What is it? Can you message it to me?
I'm not putting my name up there. I haven't changed the name, so I was just telling them that we're going to put it
up.
up.
Okay. So it's not ready.
No.
Okay. So we can't take the Cash App today, but we can take a super chat. We are having a goal of at least one super chat today and asking for 5 subs. So we're going to definitely have that goal on the screen. So we appreciate all your support. If you guys like the coverage that we're doing, our goal is to get inside the courtroom because right now, I just don't like the coverage. I don't like the way everyone's covering it. It's not very clear. The only person that's really covering it well to me, that's unbiased is inner city press. Everybody else gives their opinions. I think we are probably, in my opinion, and I'm not trying to toot our horn, I think we are the most unbiased because everybody else is giving their opinions. I love Tisa Tells, but she gives her opinion a lot. So and really biased towards Cassie, and like I just don't think it's fair. I think you should be looking at this with an open mind. So shouts out to everyone that's been rocking with us. Thank you, Dark Kent, for your support. He's been really going and really supporting us. Thank you to Parshian. Thank you to Abigail. Dark, we're going on January 1st. I mean, January 1st, June 1st. June 1st. So we'll be up there next Monday and Tuesday from now. So not next week, but the following after. Okay, guys. So continuing on with the coverage. So he said that he saw him with three girlfriends. He made it very clear: Kim, Cassie, and Gina. Kim was the mother of his children. Cassie was obviously who took the stand. And Gina is another young female. If you guys look up Gina Tasha K, she did an exclusive interview and she talked about years of abuse 5 years ago. Have you heard that interview before, Gray?
No, I'll pull it up now. I don't know if you want to show it so they can like see it.
I've played it before on the show.
Oh,
Guys, go back. I have a live stream where I broke it down on Nora Christine, where I talked about his last girlfriends, and I played the interview where she talked about how she had to have a abortion and how he really got physically aggressive with her. So he talks about them going on a flight. What did Combs, after the last glass breaking, what did Combs do? He came forward. Cassie stayed in the back. He asked me to get creams to conceal the bruising on her face. How did you pay for it? He said a corporate credit card. Why did you leave Combs Enterprise? He said, I don't think I should be covering things up like buying the witch hazel. Also, my father had prostate cancer. So basically, he's saying he felt uncomfortable covering up things for Diddy. Um, and he said, were there any violence? He said he threw things at Gina in the entryway of the main home on Star Island. What was he throwing? He said green apples. Then they asked him, how hard did you throw it? He said, very hard. So basically, he acknowledges the abuse of Gina. Gray, do you think Gina's going to take the stand?
I'm not familiar with who she is, but if she's subpoenaed, she's probably going to have to. If I was the prosecution, from what you just said, I would definitely want to use other women that Diddy has been in a relationship with to show that this is a pattern of behavior, that this is who Diddy is. This isn't a one-off thing that happened with Cassie. This is actually his character.
Yeah, so Gina actually has been subpoenaed. Unfortunately, she has no showed now, guys. She has not come at all. They say that she was supposed to come at the start of the week. They honestly don't know how to get in contact with her. So, interestingly enough, I'm curious if she is going to show up. I don't think she is. I think she's probably very fearful. Who knows what threats have been made to her? I'm not saying Diddy necessarily has, but we just don't know. So then he talks about being an employee when Revolt TV started. He said, was diversity important to Mr. Combs? He said specifically for African Americans. He talked about how he watched Diddy manage marketing for Ciroc. And now they're talking about Diageo. Guys, I told you, me personally, I think this is payback for the Diageo lawsuit he had. This is just Nora Christine's opinion. So it's interesting that defense is bringing up Diageo. He said Diageo, they own Johnny Walker and others. Mr. Combs set up a marketing entity for Ciroc. He asked him what his job was. This is defense asking him this. He said Combs would say we're going to leave the house. He meant 3 to 5 minutes. I had a checklist for the bags and toiletry. It was bad of me if something wasn't in there. So yesterday I told you guys that what he does is he cleans up. He would go into hotels, clean up for Diddy, set up the hotel first, then after when Diddy checks out, clean it up before before housekeeping would come in and clean it up. Gray, what's your thoughts on him having a cleanup guy for that?
I heard that they basically got charged from my hotels. So I would basically that would make sense to me that if that happened with the hotel before, it would make sense for you to then have someone come and clean it before. These parties seem to have been getting really wild, and then they go on for days and days and days. Doesn't seem like they were just, hey, let's go out, have dinner and a movie, then, hang out for an hour. That wasn't going on. It was really like based around these physical interactions. And with massive lubricant, you're gonna create a mess. So that's a big reason why I probably feel like he needed a cleanup crew.
Yeah, and in the pictures that I'm sharing the screen for, guys, you see the schmugs, you see the lubricant, you see the baby oil. Definitely a lot of smugs were found yesterday. To give a recap, they said they found bags and bags and bags of smugs from the house. They said they found guns pulled apart. They said they used a boat to get inside the house. Also, a rumor that was dispelled is that Diddy tried to flee the country. No, the feds knew Diddy had a pre-planned family vacation and they raided the house when he was gone purposely for the safety of their team, I guess. Gray, what do you think about the boat and the way they raided the house? Do you think it was overkill or do you think it was exact?
I know Diddy was out of the country when he made the apology video. He was where Russell Simmons is. I forgot what country it is, not like right off the top of my head. But I'm not surprised that Diddy had all of this stuff going on, the weapons, the smugs. I'm not surprised at all. I mean, he had that in his house. I mean, he wasn't selling it. He was a user, and he had been to rehab. So I don't necessarily feel like that is like a big surprise. I do feel like it further implicates that Diddy had a problem and he had been to rehab and all of these other things. The feds don't go after a case unless they know for sure they're going to win it. Just like you said, they knew he was going to be on a family vacation. So they probably already had a big idea of what was going to be there, what they were looking for, what rooms to go to before they even committed this raid. And they probably were watching Diddy for years and years and years. And like I said, with the person you talked about, Gene Deal, being on the internet, a lot of people, Jaguar Wright, all these people being on the internet. The FBI, the government doesn't need to really be anywhere. They can go on any podcast, on podcasts on the internet and just get the information they need. So they probably already were building a case against Diddy prior to them even getting there. Of course.
Facts.
But yeah.
I agree with you, Gray. I think you're on to something. I think that they were watching him. But Diddy was a Fed. I am convinced he was a Fed. He was working with them. So they were onto him. They were using him to work and be a Fed. That's why they knew so much about him. That's what I'm convinced. So they said to him, you ran an offsite. This is defense saying him. You ran an offsite training. A graduate from Harvard Business School, also Kenny Burns. And so basically they're saying that he was running trainings for them. And he's like, he didn't need to yell at you when you brought 2 waters. He goes, yeah, I worked hard. So basically Kaplan's thing yesterday, just a reminder, he was saying that Diddy was hard on him. If he would make one mistake, he would threaten to fire him monthly. So he asked him, who was Biggie? He goes, a huge rapper who unfortunately passed away. So defense asked him, wasn't Biggie's birthday at Holiday at Combs Enterprises? Yes. Why do you think he asked him that, Gray? Do you think he's trying to because people for years have said that Diddy unalived Biggie or had a hand in it. Do you think he's trying to dispel that rumor by saying he was such a good guy, he had this holiday for him? What's the relevance?
That's the biggest case on Diddy is the deletion of Biggie and Tupac. So if you bringing Diddy into a courtroom, Biggie and Tupac are probably going to be mentioned. They're probably going to try to just ease that in there, especially if it's the prosecution. So it does have a lot of relevance because, I mean, that's how Diddy got his money. That was the biggest artist that Diddy had that got him to where he is today. And it just shows Diddy's lifestyle. I mean, Biggie has some lyrics and they were all of them were having fun. Tupac was said that he committed an art case. So if you look at the entertainment industry, especially with what a lot of podcasters are saying, and right-wing podcasters, they try to paint Hollywood as demonic, the entertainment industry as a whole as demonic. So bringing up anything derogatory towards the entertainment industry is gonna be a way to discredit anybody that's a part of that industry.
Oh man, Gray, I really missed you this week. Like, I love having you here to talk because you give like the man's perspective. So, something I found out that I didn't say when you were here. Diddy's baby mama, the one for Chance. She's not was never really a girlfriend, was more like, from my understanding, just a fling that got pregnant. Guess who her ex-boyfriend is?
Who?
Tupac.
Of course, they were. Listen, this is one of the biggest things that I say with celebrities. I don't understand. I understand to an extent, but they all trade off girlfriends and wives and everything. And I understand you don't necessarily want a chick that's broke from Walmart or she's the local waitress at Olive Garden. You want a celebrity chick. But all of these celebrities, especially African Americans, they stay getting the last man's woman. That's a known
Mm,
thing.
mm, 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 mm. Guys, just a reminder, we are accepting super chats and subs. Please give us a like, share, and follow. It's that simple. Just hit the like button. We also are taking calls 407-602-8114. Another part of the testimony today from Mr. Kaplan. So Combs' attorney asked him, did he threaten your jobs? He threatened your jobs, but did he physically threaten you? He said no. You talked about Kim Porter. How is she different? His respect for her. They had incredible kids. So that was nice that he said that. I mean, although Gene Deal says that he was physically aggressive and abusive towards Kim, but maybe the relationship evolved by this time that Kaplan worked for him. Kaplan worked for him, as a reminder, guys, from 2013 to 2015. So he asked him, when you would set up hotel rooms for Mr. Combs and Miss Porter, there were no baby oil, right? No, lotions. You express caution about hotels while you clean the room after. Hotel could sell photos. Everyone wants a payday. So they would do it to prevent photos. You sent him a photo of him and Kim Porter. He said after she died, I was heartbroken for him. You were close? Question mark. I invited him to my wedding. I didn't hear back. Objection. You respected him? Yes. What's this photo of? Me, Kim Porter, and Mr. Combs at some airport. He just got off the jet. That's why there's champagne. You're happy there, right? He goes, no, refresh it. It's that I was glad I found the mascara in the back seat. He said they found you and subpoenaed you. See, this is what I'm saying. These notes that people put, it's so unclear. So what incident shook you? He's asking me. He goes, the plane incident with Cassie and apples with Gina. So I guess he got aggressive with Cassie on a plane and then he threw apples at Gina. He said he felt guilty that he couldn't do anything about the incident with Cassie on the plane. He goes, but you didn't see any injuries. People can be injured without injuries being visible. The totality and tension with the apples he threw at Gina, it was troubling. So then the AUSA I guess this is the AUSA taking over and doing the cross. He goes, you told Miss Karam about both incidents. So guys, Karam is the lady who was like essentially like I guess Ghislaine Maxwell, they're saying, for Diddy. I'm curious if she's going to be a co-defendant or a witness. Gray, this is what I'm struggling with this case. I looked up the definition of racketeering last night, and I can reread it if you guys want me to. But pretty much racketeering involves an organization, a criminal enterprise with individuals involved. Who are the individuals? These are witnesses, yeah, but who are the co-conspirators? Have you ever seen a racketeering case without co-conspirators? This is just odd to me.
We have to talk about the origins of the RICO. So this was used by Rudy Giuliani to take down the mafia. So they went and found this old law, and then they basically used this law to be able to take down the mafia, because what would happen with the mafia is that they would get these lower level guys, and these lower level guys would just say, oh, I don't know what the mafia is. It doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Or they would just take the charge, and they can never get the guy at the top of the food chain. So what has happened with the federal government is that they are loosely using the RICO and trying to just completely charge people. And I would like to use the YSL case as an example. They went after Young Thug, and then they tried to say this is a RICO case, and they were able to show that this is a label. These were isolated incidents, and they just saw what happened in Atlanta, and then they're trying to do the same thing with Diddy, when it's like, with this, it's not even like gang affiliated. This is just one man who's living out his fantasies, and has the means to pay for it. So I
Right.
mean, it's gonna be hard to say that there was some type of criminal organization because there wasn't a means of even to like make money. The mafia was to make money.
Right. What's the
YSL,
financial benefit of this? That's what I'm struggling with too. Do you see it great? And so I did a live last night on TikTok, and the women were like, well, the financial benefit is he was able to sign artists when he would get dirt on them. And I'm like, so show me in writing. You can't speculate where it is in writing. They haven't proven that for me.
I don't know anybody that has said that he used that. I've always heard that he does bad business with contracts, so I don't know who he actually framed other than Cassie. So that to me is kind of a stretch. Diddy already was a billionaire off of music, off of Ciroc, off of other ventures. So him having to like participate in a RICO is a little far fetched. I feel like the case would have stuck more if it was just based on the violence that Diddy was doing. But there's
Right.
probably a statute of limitations on that.
Facts. So moving on, Kid Cudi now takes the stand. His legal name is Scott Mescudi. He takes the stand in a leather jacket, white shirt, and blue jeans. We saw him walking into the courtroom. It's a rainy day. He had a cigarette in his hands. He goes, "What did you do for work?" "I'm an actor and musician known as Kid Cudi." They show him a picture of Cassie. "Who is this?" He says, "Cassie." He said, "We dated in 2011. Who else was she involved with?" "Sean Combs." "What did you know about their dating status?" "That she and Sean Combs had some problems and they weren't dating anymore." AUSA. "In December 2011, did law enforcement respond to your home?" Kid Cudi. "Yes, I had a break-in. Cassie called me at 5:30 or 6 a.m. She said Sean Combs had found out about us. She asked me to pick her up, so I did." AUSA. "Why?" Kid Cudi. "She was worried." AUSA. "What was her demeanor?" "Very stressed and worried." "Where did you go?" "The Sunset Marquis." "Why?" "I thought it was safe, off the radar." Is the Sunset Marquis a hotel?
I don't know. I can look it up, but keep going. I'll look it up
Yeah,
when
look it up. "Who else did you speak with?" "Capricorn Clark. She sounded near tears." Who's Capricorn Clark? Gray, you ever heard of that person? Must be a recording artist.
it's a hotel.
Um, okay, so they went to a hotel. But look up
What's that
Capricorn
name?
Clark next. That
Who?
Sean Combs in the car near my house. Objection. So overruled. So AUSA asked, "Did you call Sean Combs?" He said, "I did." He said, "I'm over here waiting for you." AUSA, "When you arrived, what did the outside look like?" Kid Cudi, "Normal." AUSA, "Any security cameras?" "Yes, but I found out they weren't working." So why would he have a house with no security cameras? Jesus Christ. He goes, "The security cameras had been moved." He goes, "Did you move them?" Kid Cudi, "No." "What did you see inside your home?" Oh, so basically they disabled, this is Kid Cudi's house. They disabled his security cameras. So when he got inside the house, he said, "Gifts were open. Some stuff I got from Chanel, and my dog was locked up in the bathroom." "How did you usually leave your dog?" "I let him roam." "How long had you had your dog?" 3 years. AUSA, "What changes were behavior of dog after the break-in?" "The dog was jittery, on edge all the time. I got back in and called Sean Combs again. I was looking for him. I wanted to fight him." Who do you think would win in that fight?
Well, Kid Cudi is a big loner. He's kind of a weird. So I know they both kind of crazy. I mean, he had that day and
Really?
yeah, you didn't know that? Like Kid Cudi is more of kind of like a weird artist. I mean, he was signed to Kanye. I mean, so that's the type of
Oh,
company he
okay.
keeps. So
That's
I
the
don't
type of time he on. Okay,
think
got you.
yeah. So
He said, okay, so he said, "I want to fight him." He goes, the judge said, "Move on." So basically they were arguing over the questions about did he answer, and they said move, the judge said, "You need to move on." And so the AUSA asked, "When you saw Cassie, how did she seem?" Kid Cudi, depressed. AUSA, "Did you see Cassie in Connecticut?" Kid Cudi, "Yes, she needed it." AUSA, did Mr. Combs call you?" Kid Cudi, "Yes, he hit me a few times." AUSA, "Hit?" He's like, "He called me." I don't know why the AUSA is acting dumb. Anyways, AUSA, "What did you say?" Kid Cudi, "That I didn't want to talk with him. He broke into my house, hurt my dog." AUSA, "Did you and Ventura break up?" Kid Cudi, "Yes." AUSA, "What about your dog?" "My dog's babysitter called me and told me my car was on fire." Jesus Christ. AUSA, Where were you?" Sorry. Kid Cudi, "At a relative of my ex-girlfriend." Yeah, right. He was with the ex-girlfriend. AUSA, where did you go? He goes, I went to my house, 8925 Hollywood Hills Road. Gray, can you pull that on the screen? I want to show what the house looks like.
Hollywood Hills
Um,
Road.
8925 Hollywood Hills Road. You got it up?
No, keep talking. I'm about to pull it up.
Okay. Why you pull it up? All right. He goes, let me show you 6 pictures. Do you recognize this? Kid Cudi, my Porsche. That's the damage to my Porsche from the Molotov cocktail. AUSA, who took these photos? Chip, a good friend and collaborator. AUSA, what's depicted here? Kid Cudi, the hole they cut in the roof of my car to put. Jesus Christ! So they didn't just throw it; they made sure they put a hole in the damn roof of the car. AUSA, what was your reaction to your car when it was on fire? Kid Cudi, what the fuck? Objection, judge overruled. So now they took a break, but they're back. Judge, will you finish the witnesses of today? AOSA, yes. Through the cross of Mr. Kaplan was 3 times long that we are entering. The jury came back. So now they go back to questioning. Was the damage on your car present before the call from the dog sitter? Kid Cudi, no. AUSA, do you think it was intentional or accidental? Definitely intentional. I mean, they put a hole in his roof. AUSA, where did you last see Miss Ventura? I last saw her at the Soho house. I reached out to Sean Combs and said, let's talk. This is getting out of hand. So then they do a sidebar. So then they come back. AUSA, who set up the meeting at Soho House? D-Rock and my manager. AUSA, what was Mr. Combs doing? Standing there like a Marvel supervillain. He said, we were homies. You know, this is my girl. AUSA, what did you say? I thought you guys broken up. Then Sean Combs offered me water twice. Ooh. Do y'all think the water was poisoned?
I don't think Diddy got the balls to do that publicly, to poison Kid Cudi water. But like I said before, it was well known that with artists that if Cassie was there, you weren't allowed to look at Cassie, and everybody knew how obsessed Diddy was with Cassie. And we know men that are like this, that are this obsessive. And let's put it into this structure. Men are already like territorial. So imagine Diddy, a billionaire who's used to getting every woman he wants to do whatever he wants. He's probably not used to rejection. He probably can't handle it. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm pretty sure Diddy seeing Kid Cudi with his girl definitely hurt his ego, definitely hurt his pride. And, you know, he's rich and there's nothing that he could do because she liked him.
Right. True. Facts. You got the house up?
Yeah, I pulled it up. You didn't see it?
No. Can you hit share screen? Yeah. I want to see it myself. Sorry. Maybe you played it for everyone else. I apologize.
Actually, you can't really see like completely, but this is Zillow.
Okay, guys. So this is the house. It was a beautiful house. Wow. Okay, you can take it down. I'm gonna read the rest now. All right. So okay. It was weird. Sean Combs being so calm. What did Cassie say? That we have fallen in love. Things happen. Okay. AUSA, what did you say to Mr. Combs? I asked him about my car. He said, I don't know what you were talking about. I walked away. Did you see Sean Combs later? A few years later, also at Soho House, he said, I'm just sorry for all that bullshit. I was surprised, so I found peace with it. AUSA, no further questions at this time. So basically, they get off the stand. Oh, okay. No, he's still on the stand. Now, Sean, Diddy Combs, his defense attorney is asking questions. Brian Steele, I want to ask you some questions about your Porsche in 2022. Kid Cudi, 2012. Mr. Steele, I apologize. You get a call about damage to your vehicle. Any surveillance photos? Kid Cudi, no. My dog's babysitter did send me full pictures of the damage. Mr. Steele, the DNA taken. Are you aware it came back being a female? What? AUSA, objection. No foundation. Wow. Did you know there were DNA results? No. So he wasn't aware. The defense attorney, Miss Ventura told you it was over. Kid Cudi, we just stopped talking. Defense attorney, you had told this honorable court and this jury that she played you. Kid Cudi, yes. Defense, she played you and you had no clue. No clue. Defense attorney, in 2011 you went on a tour. Kid Cudi, yes. 65 locations. Defense. At that time, Mr. Combs as an icon, fair to say? Kid Cudi, yes. You and Miss Ventura had a sexual relationship? Objection. So they don't want that to be put out there. Pause. Why do you think it's relevant to know if they had sex before, him and Cassie?
Yes, and I'm gonna say why. Because basically, Diddy's whole thing with this is based on intercourse,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
so if Diddy's reaction to this was okay, you mess with another man, you have feelings for another man, and that's where you violate it. Because Diddy might feel comfortable just because it's physical with these escorts. He probably feels a lot more insecure if she likes somebody. So this goes to show that Diddy was fine with having these extra marital affairs, even though they weren't married, but he wasn't fine with her actually falling and having emotions with someone. And I think that helps the prosecution in
Hmm.
that.
So moving on. So I guess they're not going to allow the sex question. That's such bullshit. They should. Anyways, so the judge goes, no, you can do that on redirect. I don't know. Defense says, do you want to tell me something? Cudi goes, Sean Combs asked me about doing a song with Miss Ventura in 2010. Defense, thank you. Defense attorney, you believe they left your front door unlocked? Kid Cudi, yes. Defense attorney, no forced entry, no. Defense, just presence open, door in the bathroom, not belittling, just asking. You called Sean Combs, yeah. He was calm, yes. Defense, you went to see him, you didn't think he had a gun. Kid Cudi, I couldn't call it. Defense, you are a strong person. That's how you categorize yourself? Kid Cudi, yeah. This crossed the line. Defense, Miss Ventura told you she was abused? Kid Cudi, yes. Defense, but she never said she was sexually abused. True? Defense, Kid Cudi, she did not. Defense, you loved her. Tell me if I'm wrong. Kid Cudi, I did. Oh no, he loved her. Defense, you got played by the same person who played Mr. Combs, Cassie Ventura. You know what I'm saying? Listen, how much do y'all need to see that this was a freak hoe? I don't care about this abuse shit. I'm sick of everybody defending her. Like, this is crazy. Like, I kind of feel bad for Kid Cudi. Anyways, moving on. He goes, in the 13 years since, have you been notified in California that there has been any more action on the car fire? Kid Cudi, no. Did Miss Ventura have multiple phones? Kid Cudi, I don't remember. So basically, they're trying to ask her about her phones. I don't know the relevance. Oh, because they're trying to say, ask her if she has a burner phone. Defense. Do you know what a burner phone is? Kid Cudi, untraceable. The trespass, you call it a break-in. Miss Ventura told you she'd given your home address to Mr. Combs. Kid Cudi, yes, in the morning. Defense. No more question. Thanks. No problem. Okay, pause, because they're going to do the redirect. What do you think about what we've heard so far?
It's nothing wrong with loving a hoe. So for me, it's no difference. Quavo and Chris Brown fought over what's that chick name? I can't even think of her name. They fought over a chick.
Karuche?
Like, it was Karuchi. Yeah, it was Karuchi. But I thought it was another chick too. But they all fight over girls. They all beef over women.
They all share the same PUSSY.
Yeah. So, I mean, did he fall in love and feel like he was protecting her? Yes.
Oh my God, bro.
The defense is trying to like dilute what Puffy did and try to say, oh, well, did he have a weapon? Oh, were you in fear? Oh, well, you came, you said you're a strong guy. Like, but that all of that may help a little bit and say, but Kid Cudi's not necessarily like a gangster rapper. He's not necessarily this guy that puts on like, I'm this tough guy. So I don't know if them asking those questions going to make it look like, oh, Diddy wasn't a threat in that situation. I understand why they're trying to make Diddy not look like a threat, but I don't know if those line of questioning, but they're trying to also make Cassie look like, oh, she's just jumping around, making all these guys fall in love with her. She's the puppet master with everybody on the strings. That could also possibly be correct. I'm pretty sure with women too, they want, because Cassie didn't go get it with a guy that worked at Home Depot. She went and got with Kid Cudi. So she
got with someone that Diddy introduced her for business reasons.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
and she married to and had a baby with somebody else he introduced her to
for business reasons. Right, right,
so
right.
this is an ongoing theme, and that's why I still feel like Cassie got some feelings for Diddy, because it's like you go for these guys and you know these guys are gonna tick Diddy off. Why? What
Right.
is it coincidental that you just didn't go find, I don't know, a director that directs comedies? Like, why is it all these people that's in Diddy's vicinity that you're dating when y'all have an issue?
And another point I want to make, guys, this was a business mogul working 40, 50 hours. Diddy's one of the hardest working men in the industry. I got to give him that. So how would he have had time to physically control her and have all these side bitches and be abusive to her? I don't believe it. I just don't see it, Gray. Like, this is what I struggle with. This man worked 60 hours a week and he was cheating on her. Was she really this freaking controlled, Gray? Like, it's not adding up here.
I'm not gonna say Diddy works that much. I mean, Bad Boy records have been trashed for quite some years.
He
Revolt
didn't a bad
TV,
boy, though.
Revolt TV. I mean, he had a Breakfast Club, but I don't know if they with him anymore. I think they still are. So, but
Mhm.
he was engaging in these freak offs for quite some times, and he was getting messed up. Do I feel like he could? I don't feel like he had her like in a cage, like where we would look at like a Dateline, a 2020 episode. I think the control was mental and probably
Right.
emotional, like
Right.
money, fame, success, those kind of controls. Physically, I feel like Cassie could have walked away probably 40% of the time. I'm pretty sure Diddy didn't have enough. As a celebrity, it would have been hard to like contain someone. It's hard to do as a
True.
normal person. If you try to imprison
She could have went back home to Connecticut to her family at any time, I feel.
at any time, I feel like she could have said, "Oh, I'm going to a grocery store," and then she could have just boom and then just ran off. So that's why I feel like it's hurting their case.
True. All right, moving on. This is the direct now. AUSA. What did Miss Ventura confide you in about abuse? Kid Cudi, that he would hit her, sometimes kick her. AUSA. The day of the break-in, was she carefree? Kid Cudi, no. AUSA. What did Capricorn Clark tell you? Kid Cudi. Sean Combs and an affiliate forced her into a car to come to my house. I called the police. AUSA. How would you describe Cassie that day? Kid Cudi just really shook him finding out about us. AUSA. Why did your relationship with Miss Ventura end? Kid Cudi, the drama. It was getting out of hand. I wanted to give space. AUSA, what drama? Kid Cudi, the break-in. For my safety, her safety.
Here of January 6 prisoners in that D.C. facility.
Did you playing something? I hear it. Okay, yeah, sorry. Kid Cudi, what drama? The break-in for my safety, her safety. Objection grounds. So judge grounds over speculation overruled. So basically, they're going to allow him to answer. AUSA, why did you have safety concerns? Kid Cudi, because I knew Sean Combs was violent. AUSA, or no, defense is now back up here. Your Honor, may we approach? I guess they had a sidebar. They have all these damn sidebars. AUSA, the meeting at the Soho House. Mr. Combs said, "I don't know what you're talking about your car. Did you believe him?" Defense objected. Judge said he needs to rephrase. AUSA, what was your reaction? What was your understanding? Kid Cudi, that he was lying. No further questions. Any recross? No, we're done. So they're done for the day. They're on a break now. That was a lot. Gray, guilty, not guilty. What's your thoughts?
I'm gonna show you who Capricorn Clark is. It looks like it's a woman.
Yeah, I think it is a woman.
This is her.
Oh wow. So what is her role? What does she do?
Look like they said she was working for Rock Nation.
Interesting. So she's someone connected to all of this.
Exactly. I don't know if it's guilty or not guilty. I can't say. Do I feel like Kid Cudi's testimony is damning to Diddy? Yes, because Diddy committed an extremely violent act. Even though I know you're saying like, oh, nothing's gonna happen. Like with the justice legal system, especially with the feds, I feel like they're gonna try to take someone down. I'm not trying to play the black card, but it's a black guy with some power, and then he committed a violent act. We might try to force this to stick. Do I feel like the evidence is necessarily there? No, but Diddy being accused of arson and destroying property looks bad for him today.
This is Kid Cudi. He's definitely aged. He looks a little bit older. No, I have a different take, guys. I think that it shows that Cassie was playing them. I think they poked holes in the fact that they're now putting out there that DNA was found. If that can be proven, that pokes holes, and that a woman did it. That pokes holes that Diddy was even involved. You can't prove that Diddy was involved unless you have a text message or a phone call or a witness saying that Diddy directed a woman to do this. It pokes holes in it. It could be his ex-girlfriend. Maybe the ex-girlfriend was jealous. That's what I would say if I was defense. He talks about still hanging out with the ex-girlfriend and her family member. So maybe the ex-girlfriend found out about Cassie and blew up his car. We don't know. I mean, and the fact that there wasn't forced entry, maybe the ex-girlfriend broke in the house. Maybe she had a spare key. I would poke all these holes. There's nothing damning and convincing to say Diddy was tied to this. Nothing I've heard so far. Also, I think it proved today that Cassie was a two-timer. She played him. So if Cassie was two-timing him, seems like she was in some sort of control. So was she really under Diddy's control other than the physical domestic violence abuse? Again, I go back to this was a toxic relationship.
Was she two-timing him or were they broken up?
She was still effing with Diddy.
But technically they said they weren't together, right?
She would still do the freak offs. She would still hook up. She was still having freak offs even when they were broken up.
So here's a relationship question. This is what I have to ask. People break up all the time, right? So if you're dating somebody, y'all together, and then y'all break up, but I'm still messing around with my ex, am I wrong or am I right in that situation?
You're wrong. You shouldn't be. You should be being honest with both people. If you're not being honest, then you're playing them. Even if you're not fit, like like everybody has that talking to phase, right? Like they were talking, but I'm pretty sure no man, whether you're talking or not, one know that you're having freak offs with another man and other men, especially to the level they were doing it.
But women always say they don't want to add more notches to their belt, so they'll rather go to somebody they're used to that they already been with, so they don't have to go and get with a new guy. So I mean, with Cassie in that situation with Diddy, because to me it sounds like they said that they were broken up. So I feel like she isn't gonna get as much flack because it's like, okay, we're broken up. I can go do what I want. I can go mess around with who I want. Now I feel like she's wrong because Diddy's affiliated with this person, and that's who she went and messed around with. And also her current relationship now. I feel like that hurts her. But I feel like, if you're single and you guys say, hey, we're done, I'm no longer with you, what that person does is what they want to do.
Guilty, not guilty. Where we at? We're gonna wrap up.
I'm not going. I got to see what more testimony comes out. I'll go by on each day who I feel like presented a better testimony, and I'm gonna say that the prosecution putting Kid Cudi on the stand was a great move. It's one of the biggest things that everybody talked about, and I'm wondering if they're gonna talk about Drake and Diddy's fight. I don't know if people know about that, but Drake and Diddy have physically fought before. So if Drake comes there and that also comes out, I think that's also going to hurt Diddy.
Yeah, guys. So we're basically doing our 1-year anniversary. You brought up Black Man. Actually, you brought up Black Man. So I want to play this clip. What can white men do that Black men can't do?
A Caucasian man do that I can do today in this country today?
Statistically, get called back for jobs. Statistically, get promotions at work. Like, we do this thing. The argument is always, there's no laws against me. Correct. But systematic racism still exists in this country. So it has been proven. This is statistics that someone with a black sounding name is less likely to be called for a job or to be given a promotion because they have a black sounding name. That's statistics.
That was a good night, right, Gray? That was right before the election.
Yeah, that was a great clip for this because even with Diddy being a billionaire, I think it's gonna be harder for him just because he's black. And like hearing, I mean, I know black men are overly sexualized, but the freaky stuff that Diddy was doing is gonna be turned off in a public opinion. And if he was a white guy, I mean, I don't know if it would help him because it's still like crazy, but it's a lot harder also what that guy did say for a black man to walk in a courtroom. But that was great. I think what was that guy's name? He was great with statistics.
Brandon.
He was good with statistics, and like you said, it's the 1 year anniversary of the new party. So that was a great clip to play for the day because, you know, a lot of people want to take race out of everything. And I understand, you know, it gets exhausting, but, you know, a lot of times race is at play and plays a factor.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Yeah, and I think I picked a good clip. So yay me. Tonight we will be back here, same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're watching on X, please go to our YouTube, type it at the new party. Give us a like, share, and follow. Also, make sure you're hitting the notification bell so you know each and every time we go live. Shouts out to Dark Ken. I think he has been. So we really appreciate you for hitting that notification bell. So yeah, guys, we will be back here 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are supposed to have an interview tonight with a hopeful congressman from Georgia. And also we'll be talking about President Trump's meeting with the South African president yesterday. Is it real? Is there really a genocide in South Africa? Also, Trump's big, beautiful bill. Gray, any closing thoughts?
This was a good show. We'll be bringing this every lunchtime. I'm going to be dropping an interview we did with a January 6th rider. If you haven't seen that, I just edited it. That's going to be dropping. So see what, you know, a guy who was actually there on January 6th and what he has to say about it. And like we always say, a new party, always vote.
Always vote. God bless.
Introducing the new party. We live stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.